doing. So this way they can inspire you and motivate you, so that way you can also start something great in your community, so we can uplift the life of others one person at a time. So today we have our guest. She's a young lady accomplishing incredible things by the name of Ummi Umar Musa. We share the same last name, so I'm kind of excited about that.
Yes, we
Actually, no,
do.
it's a middle name. So Ummi Musa Umar. Anyway, still the same. She has my last name.
My surname is Musa, so it's the same.
Okay,
Yeah.
mashallah. All right,
Yes.
welcome to Dialogue with Huraira, Ummi. So, like I always do with my guests, I give them the floor to introduce themselves, so that way I don't butcher their names or I don't say something wrong and I get in trouble. So I let you do the speaking, and please do not let anything out, even though we have posted your bio on all our social media pages, but we also
Yeah.
want, if people, maybe this dialogue will be on the internet and they didn't time to read your bio, they're able to like hear from you who you are, what inspire you to be the person you are today. So welcome to Dialogue with Her. The floor is yours.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for having me. My name is Ummi Musa Umar. I am from Gombe State, where I'm based in Abuja, Nigeria. I'm a Fulani by tribe, just like her. And this is just a Fulani girl doing something to help the community. Um, I am a radiographer. I studied medical radiography at University of Maiduguri, the College of Medical Sciences, University of Maiduguri. When I was at school, that was when the insurgency was at the peak. You know what we went through in Nigeria at that time, 2013, 2014. Yes, so that time I was newly married and I almost gave up studying because everyone at home was like, come back home. It's not by force. You have to be alive before you study.
Yeah,
So I
true.
think that was when the whole struggle began because it's either you just stay and do it
Mhm.
or you leave and give up. So
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, we were able to finish. So I relocated to Abuja to join my husband. I had a baby then, and now I have three. I started practicing. I did my house job at National Hospital Abuja and I served. Then I joined Cross Hospital as a diagnostic radiographer. I worked
Okay.
there for about 3 years. Then I got the appointment to switch to radiotherapy, which is basically treating cancer.
Wow.
That's all I'm going to do because um, my previous job involves every kind of disease.
Yeah.
But for radiotherapy, it's like I'm going to just specialize on treating cancer.
Okay.
And I was scared. I was very scared
Yeah.
because first of all, looking at cancer every day and seeing what people go through in a healthcare system like ours, I'm not sure what to expect, and I didn't know if I could deal with it. So when I went, I remember my colleagues that I worked with
Yeah.
back in 2015 at National Hospital were all like, "No, you have to come back to the radiology. You have to join us. You have to join us back. We loved working with you." They went all the way to the admin block, and then the CMAP was Dr. Umar. She's with the United Nations now, and they
Yeah.
said we need Ummi back, and she said that you can have anyone, but you can't have Ummi. She's going there, and she must go there. So
Yeah.
when they told me, they said let's go together and talk to her. I said no. You know what? I don't want to push it. I
Yeah.
just hope that is a last choice for me, and I'll go for it. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
So I remember talking to my mentor. I said, what do you think? Treating cancer every day, and we use radiation to treat cancer, which
Mm-hmm.
is also very harmful, especially for women,
Yeah.
especially when a woman is pregnant. You don't
Yeah.
like, it's just like x-rays. When a woman is pregnant, she doesn't go near x-rays. So
Hmm.
the risk is there, the fear, everything. There was
Yeah.
an outburst of emotions.
Hmm.
So he told me that, oh, I know you're sensitive and I know it will get to you. Just find a way to brace yourself, and I'm
Yeah.
sure you can do it. So, and that was exactly what happened. When I joined, it was just very, I was very sensitive about everything. I would see patients, and I would wish they would get, they would get better.
Yeah.
These cancer patients, we treat them every day. They have to come every day to take a fraction of their session, and you get to know them. You know them by name, like you can see them and just call their names, because they can be coming every working day for a
Yeah.
month or two. Sometimes the patient would be coming, walking in, and with time they deteriorate and you see them being wheeled in. And sometimes you now see them getting brought in unconscious or just on a stretcher. And it was so touching, coupled with the fact that we struggle with our healthcare system. And sometimes we have down times with the machines. They come begging, they need the treatments, and they can't be treated. They are asked to go home because we have a downtime and there's nothing we can do. It was so touching. It started getting to me. I started getting so anxious. I would be unable to sleep at night.
Yeah.
I'd be thinking about this. Any little thing I see on my body, or my kids, or my family members, I'll be like, have you screened? Go and screen, because this disease is everywhere. It became everything that I would talk about. So, after some time, like I was into social media a lot. I like, especially on Instagram. So I used to post a lot of, health related information. So that made me just focus my attention on cancer. Anything cancer, I'll just, post it, try to educate people. And then I realized that that is helping me with the pressure. So I was like, so talking about this, educating people makes me feel like I'm dumping the pressure where it's most needed, because I don't need it in me. So let me just find a place to diffuse it away. So it was working for me. It was working for me. So I started doing it, like concentration on only cancer. With time, I started making videos, and it was well accepted. My family, friends, followers, even influencers would just, come across my page and start following. I remember last year, I saw a name that sounded really familiar, and I was like, this name is familiar. When I clicked on, she was liking my stuff, back to back, and I noticed. So I'm like, who is this person? The name sounds familiar. When I checked, I realized it was the first lady of one of the states. So I was like, what? She found my page and started following me. So I sent her a message. I said, thanks for following. And she said, your passion moves me. How do you do this? Like, so we got talking, and apparently we shared the same passion. She was also, bereaved in the past by, cancer, and she was, very passionate about it. And that was her. We just got talking, and we were sharing ideas, talking about how to make these things better. So I started, doing, I joined an institution in Lagos to do a postgraduate and specialize properly on radiotherapy, which is cancer treatment. So that was when I decided. I was in Lagos when I decided, why don't I just start collaborating with hospitals, so that I can, I have a lot of audience that, would send DMs, messages. I keep answering messages all the time, to the extent that my family members will leave me message on WhatsApp or text message, and they'll be like, she won't see it. You have to go follow her on Instagram. She's always there answering strangers. So I'd always be answering questions. I'll be taking Q&A sessions. People will be sending in their questions, and I'll be answering. I think you're muted. I think you're muted. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
So
you're back now.
So nobody heard me at all?
No, 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 no. I wasn't hearing you. I thought you did it on purpose.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't hearing you.
Okay.
Okay. So that was it. I was always on it, and then I started the collaboration. Last year I collaborated with Cross Hospital, and to screen women, mammograms, breast ultrasounds, and I was the plan was okay. So I know the work was going to be much for them, so I took my annual leave in October, which is the Breast Cancer Awareness Month,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just going there, and we were I'll be mobilizing patients, family, friends, my followers on Instagram. I was always on the phone making videos, telling people this, the hospital is agreeing to give us this discount,
Yeah.
free registration. Please just come, let's do this. I want us to create a tradition where women come, you know, voluntarily every year and say, I haven't done it this year and I'm not going to miss doing this, because I know that from what I see in cancer treatment, the only solace and the only hope is when it's seen early. Early
Yeah.
detection is the key, and that statement cannot be overemphasized.
Wonderful.
So we did it, and it was a huge success. I think before I started, when I was doing all the publicity for October, before then, we did a publicity. UNICEF started publicizing a HPV vaccine for cervical
Mm-hmm.
cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I got a message from UNICEF and I started doing it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were just, in tune with what I was doing, and they were like, give it a name. I was just going by Radiotherapist on Instagram. Give it a
Yeah.
name so that
Yeah.
when there is any recognition, there is a name for what you're doing, because this is beyond you. I would tell them I'm just having fun. I'm just doing this, because I love doing it. But they'll be like, and it was a good idea. So before I started, because I was officially collaborating, I gave it a name, Call of Cancer Initiative.
Wow.
And that was my first initiative, and
Yeah.
it was a huge success. A lot of people showed up, women came. When they from the first day, women would come and say, I didn't see you there. I'll say, okay, I'm inside, I'm coming out. When they come, even if another person is there to see them, they would like to see me. They would like to see me. They'll
You
say,
have
you
touched
influenced me to.
lives. You have
Yeah,
touched lives. Yeah. So incredible how it started. That is the thing that I tell a lot of people when they see people, others making a name or doing certain things, and people are talking about them. They don't really understand how it all started. They just see you
yeah.
at that moment, and they feel
Yes,
like, oh,
yes.
you just woke up and you decide to do that. But
It
you
takes a lot of
literally,
work.
yeah, it takes a lot of work, takes a lot of disappointment. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a time you did your first video and no one even said hello.
Well, I
You
think
know what I mean?
like 2 years ago, when I was doing
Yeah.
the regular health thing,
Hmm.
before I started doing purposely for cancer, my
Yeah.
account got hacked, and I had a lot of followers. I had to let go of the account because it got hacked. That was
Mm.
a real disappointment. I remember when I said, I'm going to stop this. I can't start from scratch again. Like, that was two
Yeah.
years ago.
But they will
I
follow
can't
you.
start.
That is the beauty of
Yeah,
it. When you're
everyone
doing
was,
something great, they will
everyone was
follow.
encouraging, start over, don't give up. My husband was like, you don't give up, keep doing,
Wonderful.
you have to go back
Wonderful.
there. So
Well,
I
yeah.
started over. Yeah, and I think out of the pain of like I lost that account, when I started over, I came back stronger.
Yeah. Good,
Yeah,
good. Because you have a passion and you have a mission.
yeah,
See, a lot of the times that people that fail, they were just doing it for something other than their own conviction
yeah,
of one day. And then it's like, I always tell people it doesn't matter what others says, why you're doing what you're doing, as long as in your heart and in it, God sees that you're doing it really truly to make a
yeah.
difference. No one can take that light from you. That is a
No
light
one.
given to you by your maker. So you
Yeah,
just keep pushing and keep writing and just let whatever the naysayers are doing, just push it away. So
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just excited to talk about, your recently unveiled coalition of what you guys are trying to do in northern
yeah,
Nigeria. And
Yeah.
if you could walk the audience through what that is, well, how you guys plan to do it, who are your partners? I mean, your who do you want to work with, like the stakeholders, and who are your target audience? That will, I think, will help spread what you're doing even further.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I think it all started last year,
yeah,
in December, because I think the last initiative I did was in November, when a certain clinic was running free cervical cancer screening. So I
yeah,
tried to mobilize people to come screen. It was totally free, and we got some people to come, and we all screened. I even went with my family members because I was also due. So we all did our cervical cancer screening, and in December I said I was going to take a break. So all through the month of December, I was like, next year, I
yeah,
think we should go bigger. And I was thinking of ideas on what to do. I started working on a lot of research. I sent a lot of proposals to UICC for World Cancer Congress that is holding this year.
yeah.
And I was trying to work on it, different teams. I curated a lot of different teams to work on different research topics,
Mhm.
because I understand that if there's one thing that we're lacking in this part of the world, is that we lack research. We don't research much, and that is why if there's any, for example, new drug that is out there doing wonders and like almost treating cancer, even if it's given to us to try, then there's no much research. All the research will be done somewhere else. The
Mhm.
trials were not done on our kind of people, and
Yeah,
we still have to use it. Why? Because the amount of research and publications coming from Africa or Nigeria is not enough to make all those companies to say, okay, so let's try this in Nigeria. So I
yeah,
think we need more of that. So I was working on that, and I still am. So in January, on the last day of last year, I was traveling from Gombe to Kano by road, and I was thinking, we should do something. January is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, and February 4th will be World Cancer Day. So I was like, this coalition thing has been on my mind, because
mhm.
I always say, I think the saying that alone you can go far, but together we're unstoppable
Yeah,
is like, yeah, it's underrated, because I
true.
feel we all have different influences. We have different pitches of our voices.
Yeah,
Your voice might be, louder than mine,
yeah,
and we need all the gifts that we individually have. When we
yeah.
bring it together, it's going to be unstoppable.
It's
So
powerful.
I've always thought about that, and I think at that time I was like, maybe it's time to do this. Let's try to work something out through January, and then we launch on World Cancer Day in February. So I started talking about it. I talked about it to a lot of mentors, friends, and people that share the same passion.
Yeah,
So and everyone I talked to about this idea would say, "Wow, this is a brilliant idea, and
yeah.
I am in." You know,
Especially with the happenings in back in, not
yes,
just in
yes,
Nigeria but Africa as a
yes,
whole, you
yes,
know?
yes. If you look at the statistics of, what cancer does, from the mortality, even the morbidity rates, and late presentation to hospitals. Why? Because our people don't even understand the symptoms. And one of my major challenges was reaching the grassroots. I used to go to media houses and TV channels that, are in the local dialect in Hausa. I used to go to a
Yeah.
lot of, last year I went to a lot of them, and I would talk, you know, and hoping that someone somewhere in a remote location in
Mm-hmm.
northern Nigeria would just turn on the TV and just, see this and share the information. I would talk in Hausa. I would get called to different places, and I would go. So I was like, this coalition, the major thing I want us to do is to reach the grassroots.
Yeah. Very important.
Yeah, and it's something that I cannot do alone. So this
Yeah.
is much needed. So it was like a coalition of, I was thinking, if it's women, it's even better to brainstorm the menace of, cancer in the region, and to profile solutions, that can bring about a drastic decline that is palpable. I want something that can be felt, so that in 1 year, when we come back to look at the success, to look at
Hmm.
the achievements, we would say, we would like beat our chests and say, wow, we did this.
Yeah.
We reached this locality, we reached this region, you know,
And you're right.
especially,
It's having spread out and having a network across the whole state, and then the state having also a network through the local governments.
yes,
That can help not just on spreading the message faster, but also in saving when it comes to transportation, and
yeah,
especially also with the security issue. That
yes, yes,
is great. And then in also regard to acceptance, because our people, when I, let's say for example, I go out there and I'm speaking in a state somewhere, and the first thing they're going to say, how does she even understand what we're up to?
yeah,
She
yeah,
coming
that is,
from this place, and she, so if you are able to get people that are local, and then
yeah,
it will
yeah,
really send,
yeah,
it will help a lot. And I
it will
think
help a lot.
you should also look into partnering with like women groups. I think that also will help a lot. Not that the men
Yeah,
cannot help, but I think women,
yes,
especially if it has, you want to do the cervical cancer,
yes,
is, a man can, it's not in our culture. A man is not going to go there and start talking to a woman with those kind of
about
things.
cervical. Yes, yes, it's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
It's true.
So
Yeah.
amazing. So now that you have said this, which was a huge success, congratulations to you and
Thank
your
you.
team.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you.
And now that you have started, can you walk us through how you plan to actually get into the grassroots? I
Okay.
think, and also, are you already have that set, or are you appealing to people that are watching this dialogue to reach out to you to be part of your organization? It's also important that people hear that
Yes.
from you.
Yes. Okay, so we're already building up structures and how to, hit the ground running, because we
Mhm.
don't want the momentum to go down. So
Yeah.
we are planning to start ASAP, and we are planning to, collaborate, send out applications for sponsorships, partnerships, and of course, it is open for anyone that is passionate, anyone that feels, organizations and individuals that feel they can help with their voice, with, anything they can offer. The plan is to state the places that we would like to visit before the year ends, and
Mhm.
go there. I am already in talks with, the student governments, student organizations in most of the states. I was thinking a state from northwestern Nigeria, two states from northeastern Nigeria, because that's where we are from,
Yeah.
and also, apart from Abuja, another state in north central, like Mina, for example,
Yeah.
because the number of people that say, count me in, call me and let me know what you need, are so diverse, alhamdulillah, that most of them are coming from all the states that I've mentioned. And they are like,
Yeah.
you're coming to my home, so let me know when you're coming. And
Wonderful.
let me know, yes, let me know how you want this to go.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are so supportive. We are thankful for that. And we're still open to more collaborations. We need to expand this as big as we can,
Yeah.
because that's the only way we can reach the grassroots as we want, because that's the most difficult part.
Wonderful.
And
And
the way, just like you said, we have to use the locals. For
yeah.
example, I'm in talks with people in Gombe, NGOs that are already working at the local level, because I am not based in Gombe, even though I was born and brought up in Gombe, but I left Gombe like, over 10 years ago.
Wow.
And yes, so I cannot know the nook and crannies, the
Oh,
challenges. I need people that are localized there.
yeah.
And I think that is paramount.
So true, so true. And also, congratulations having the First Lady of Katsina to endorse your movement. I think that also is going to help you a lot. Well, there are
Yes.
two of them. Which among them is actually supporting the idea? Because they're two.
Yes, yes. She, the CEO of Pledging Aid Charity Foundation, Fatima
Okay.
Dukurega. Yes.
Okay, okay, wonderful. So it's good that you have that. I'm sure also we know that the president of the Dr. Alassane
Al
Umar,
Hassan.
yeah,
Yes.
of
I hope he can
Nigerian
see
Cancer
this.
Foundation, he's also
Yes,
is giving you support.
he
And
is. He
I
is.
noticed that a lot of people that were in attendance, and I think also you just did mention of involving the high school, the university students.
Universities, tertiary institutions.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. But I think also, especially if going to do the cervical cancer, is
Yeah.
also focusing very closely to the what do you call
Adolescent
secondary
health.
schools, or
Yes.
is it from middle school? Since they're saying that,
It should be middle school because the
yeah,
free vaccine that have been launched is from 9 to 14 years of age.
yeah.
So that's middle school.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
see, that is also where I think you will do a lot of educating, because
Yeah.
people, especially those in the rural areas, whenever they hear that there's a vaccine is brought from abroad, is like this whole crazy, the stories, the myths, the taboos
Yes.
that come with it
Yes. Yes.
is so
Yes.
sad.
The conspiracy theories that were going
Yeah,
around end of
yeah,
last year were
mhm,
crazy and they were going viral.
yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yes.
So, how do you fight that? How are you planning to fight that? Because it's not going to stop, you know?
Yeah, that was one of the things we talked about on World Cancer Day because we were
Mhm.
talking about. I think I got a lot of people sent me videos that and voice notes that were going viral of people saying this is a conspiracy theory by the white people, that they yes they want to make our girls infertile, all sorts of myths. They want to inject HIV. It's ridiculous. And
My,
that time I was making a lot of videos and sending it back to the people
yeah,
that sent me because I say we have to be firing back.
yeah,
As much as
yeah,
the negativity
yeah,
travels faster, we
yeah,
cannot just keep quiet. We have to, give a response
yeah,
because people are
exactly.
talking about things that they don't understand.
Yeah,
Someone is just maybe a healthcare assistant in a village and they will just, because everyone has access to smartphones now,
yeah.
just, send a voice note to a whole group of people. And before you know it, they're sending it to different groups and it's
And,
everywhere.
and it's so unfortunate
It is so sad.
that
It
it's
is so
like
bad.
people have no full knowledge of something,
Yes,
but
yes.
decide to like really
You know, yes,
fabricate and
yes,
really sit there with a straight face and lie
yeah,
about it.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think people need to be sued for doing
Mm-hmm.
those kind of things, because
Yeah,
I'm
so
serious.
we
Because
need a lot of community education. That is it.
yeah, but because they are costing someone's their life.
That is it. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
it's just remember when they did the polio. The same thing they said the white people are bringing vaccine to not this, and then they refused to do the polio vaccine. Half of the people became crippled.
That is it. That
So
is
this
it.
is at
Not
least
everything.
that is being crippled. At least be crippled is you can deal with that. But this is going to
Yes,
kill you.
this is
Refusing to
just
do
death.
this,
Yes.
you know. So
Mm-hmm.
it's important that I really think you get the women group,
Yeah.
because and then also the local rulers,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
community leaders are very, very
Yes.
powerful.
Yes.
And
Yes.
in
Very
terms of
powerful.
if you really
Religious
want to,
leaders too.
yeah, if you want
Mm-hmm.
them to buy into those villages, you need to go to the rural palace, and then you
Yes.
also have to get the imams and the pastors
Yeah.
involved,
Yeah. Yeah.
and also the board of education, because
Mm-hmm.
these are the really four core stakeholders of uh, any community in Nigeria.
Of course.
If
Yes.
you get this four group, then you really educate them, let them understand, especially you that have gone through training, I mean treating people, and you get the permission from these people to
Mm-hmm.
use
Yeah.
their stories.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you have those stories so that they can put a face to who is talking. For example, my son Hanif, we have these horrific pictures of him when he was connected to 6 ventilators to
Wow.
literally keep him alive.
Wow.
And he was swollen. If you see him, he's like, the naughty professor. That's how
Yes.
he became.
Mm.
And the hospital, after Hanif survived, and now he's sickle cell free, he's in college and doing well.
Wow.
We have given those images to this hospital. I have signed off those images to be used
Yeah.
anywhere to send a strong message to the
Message.
communities that
Yeah.
are dealing with this horrible disease called
Yeah.
sickle cells.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they would say, "Oh, it's not going to happen to me." That was
Yeah.
me. That was
Mm-hmm.
me.
Yeah.
I was one of those
Mm-hmm.
parents. Oh, Hanif is
Yes.
suffering. That is not going to happen to Hanif. And Allah said, "Really? Okay."
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
but I think for me, I feel that that happened to my son and saved him because he knows who I am. Because he knows that if I know anything that can save a soul, I'm not going to keep it to myself. Probably
Yes.
that is
Yes.
why it happened to us. And I'm lucky enough that I have like Hanif, who it happens to him now. He's a huge advocate. He
Oh,
is
that's really
literally,
nice.
he's only
Yeah.
18, but he's an advocate for it. And he's the
Wow.
one that will call the hospital. That every November 16, they do a radiothon where they call in and make donation. He
Mm.
says, share my story all the
Mm.
time.
Yeah.
So
That's really nice.
yeah, you will have, why I'm telling you this story, you will have those kind of patience with the people you treat. There's some
Yeah.
people that would say, you know what, God had saved me for a reason. I am not going to hide my story. I'm
That
going
is it.
to
Yes.
allow Ummi to use my story so it can save another sister, another mom, another
Mm-hmm.
aunt.
Mm-hmm.
That is the
Yeah.
most powerful tool you can use to
Mm.
really help you actually get accepted more.
I think we had something like that back in October. After we've at the end of October, when we finished the screening,
Yeah,
um, there was a place in Maitama here in Abuja that it was just like a tea room, a very posh and very nice ambience kind of restaurant, just a tea room.
yeah,
And they were like, if you come on the last day of October, okay, every Sunday in October, okay, the
yeah.
last Sunday in October, then okay, sorry, the last Sunday in October, every proceed will go to charity, breast cancer charity. So it was
Wonderful.
the last Sunday, and I know what I went through, through October, getting women to come, getting to
Yeah,
screen them. So I was like, what? I saw it on Friday,
yeah,
and I was like, this Sunday, it's going to be nice to go, celebrate this because this is a huge achievement.
yeah.
So I just posted it casually on my Instagram and went and posted on WhatsApp. And I got a lot of people that said they want to come. And some other people say, I'm not even in the country, but please, because I was like, everyone will go pay for their tea because the proceeds is going to
Because it's
charity.
going
So
to
we'll
raise
all
money.
go. Yes,
Yeah.
we'll all go buy, tea and then buy tea, snacks and all. And the proceeds will go to charity. So
Hmm.
I said I was going to invite a few breast cancer survivors that are willing to, come, spend a good time, and any one of them that feels comfortable talking about their experience will take it.
Yeah,
So a lot of people, sent money to me. That was the first time, people were just asking me for my account number. That
yeah,
let me send it. I'm not around. I can make it, but I think this is so nice. Sponsor a breast cancer survivor to attend on behalf of me. And a
wow.
lot of people did that. And before you knew it, we were about 10 in the group. We went in and none of them paid anything, not a single dime, because people just kept sending in,
Yeah,
just get some people. So we had a very good time. We heard about the story of three different women. One of them was just a 26-year-old girl who was serving, and just when she went to camp to do her NYSC, she realized she had a lump. It was very, very painful. She was
26
taken
years
in
old.
as an emergency.
Wow.
So she was taken in as an emergency, and before you know it, a biopsy was done, and she was, diagnosed with cancer. Unmarried, an orphan at the age of 26. So she told us everything, and she was shedding tears, and it was an eye opener. It wasn't live. I just recorded her voice, and it's still on my page on Instagram. And she was just telling us, what she went through from treatment to the time that she was talking. She has had a spread to her lungs, and she was struggling to pay bills to get her drugs. Every 3 weeks she needs to get drugs worth over 200,000,
Oh my God.
and she didn't have anyone. She said thank God at first I was under NYSC and they sponsored my treatment, but now on my own, and I've been told I have a spread to my lungs, and I don't know what to do. The church is tired. The church was sponsoring me, but they are everyone is tired, because you know how
Yes.
cancer is. you
Yes.
you know it strips you of everything. It
Of
strips a
course.
family of everything,
Yeah.
especially in this kind of economy where people,
Yeah.
are trying to even feed.
Yeah.
So apart from her was a lady who was just a mom, and she was
I
telling
hope.
us
Did she survive?
she's alive. Yes, she's still, fighting. She's still struggling.
Thank
So
God.
the other lady was telling us that that most times, that what she does, she would come for treatment in radiotherapy, and she would be telling us that she has chicken in her booth, that
I
please we should
love
come and buy. And I was like, how strong can you be? She said, yes, because I have to pay for this thing that
her.
I'm
She
doing.
has to survive. She
I
has to
have to,
survive.
yes.
She
So
has.
she would come with her son, and he would stay in the car selling frozen chicken
Yeah.
while she goes in to take her treatment. She waits, they have to wait for long hours because of the number of patients we treat. So instead of wasting the time, she feels it's better she has something selling in the car. So she
Wonderful.
said that she
No,
said
but
that one.
she is fighting for her life.
That is it. That is
You
it.
know.
She just,
And I
she
just see
she was so strong.
the strength she has,
Yes,
with
yes,
all how
yes,
chemo will make you so weak, and
yes, yes.
still, oh yeah,
She said that her son was going back to school that time, and he came and told her that his shoes are worn out and he needs a new pair of shoes to go back to boarding school. And she said that she descended on him, shouting and scolding him that, how do you want me to get it? What do you want me to do? That he just kept quiet, and he said, Mommy, I'm sorry. And he left to his room. She said she busted into tears because she knew her baby boy was very innocent, and that he didn't know what to do, and it wasn't his fault that she has cancer. She said she broke into tears because she knew it wasn't his fault, and she was still shouting on him because she was frustrated. So she was in tears, and she was telling us, and I'm like, you know what? That it's okay to cry, but let me tell you something. You are a very strong woman. I have bought frozen chicken from you, and I have never seen someone sick and come into the hospital to sell stuff. And as I am talking to you, even today, I called on a patient to treat today, just this evening. And when she come in, I was like, we called you twice. Where were you? And she said, I used to come with a POS device, and I used to go around the hospital before my time, trying to, at least it can help me with even transport fare.
very
And I'm
smart.
like, you have a POS device in your bag, and you used to come to hospital with it. She
I
said,
love this
yes.
woman. I
I'm
love this
telling you.
woman.
I'm telling you.
I love
So
this. I
we had
love
we
this.
had different stories that day, and it was
May God
inspiring to learn.
Almighty take this horrible disease out of her. Please,
I mean,
please.
we had different.
These are the
We
kind of
were we were
women we
all in
want in our
tears.
society.
Yeah, we were all in tears. It was so heartwarming. We had a good time, and
Yeah.
we just we just arranged tokens from the remaining of the money that were sent, and we gave to each of them, and we told them that we will post this on social media, and anything that comes in because of this is going to you.
Yeah.
So we just need your permission to post this, because it
Yes.
was just their voices. And
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
telling you, it's just so touching.
It's unbelievable.
You can't help it,
I
just
really
always.
believe you will do incredibly well because, first of all, your passion and the direction you are looking to do this. And also, it's really timing. Time, this is now or never.
Yeah,
With what is
yeah,
going on now with cancer, is either we do it now or we don't have anybody to do it for, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
because that is the rate at how it is really affecting. And like I said last time, I when I featured Dr. Umar, the president of the Nigerian
And
Cancer Society, and he told me that is the vaccine that can be given to actually literally protect someone not to ever
yeah,
have
yeah,
cancer. It's
yeah.
like, how could we not jump at that opportunity? You
And
know?
free
And
of charge.
free. At least, like, okay, if I'm gonna get cancer and I don't have a choice how I get it, I don't, there's nothing I could do about it.
Yeah,
But if I have a way to prevent me from having cancer and not do it, then I think that person is wicked.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Especially if that person is denied because of family,
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
it's not right, you
yeah,
know. So can I say that everybody is going to think like you and I and many other that are like pro education and awareness of cancer? No. So what that means is that you have my dear, I feel for you because it
yeah,
is going to be a tough road,
yeah,
but for you to stick in there as you stayed and graduated in a state where it's considered ground zero
yeah,
of like insurgency, it shows the stubborn Fulani side of you. And
yeah. We are task finishers.
yeah, exactly. That is the thing, that
That
we,
is
we
it.
never we never abandon anything
Yeah,
midway.
yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
and I might just, and I know you have done your homework and you're doing that, but all the same, as someone that has an organization or founded one or two organizations, is important in this journey. You have to really, really, really be careful who you bring in to be part of your organization, because you do have the passion. You're doing it because not for fame or for anything. And right now, nobody is going to give you any mind. Everybody, anything you say is yes, yes, until when you start making the mark. When
Yeah,
you walk and did everything and everything is making happening, that is
yeah,
when you see the true faces of people. And that is why, out of experience of my experience and you being on this, is that's one thing I will educate you to make sure that you really take care of it from the onset.
yeah,
Make sure that everything is protecting that NGO,
yeah, yeah.
because people like us that have passion to give back, a lot of times people think it's because you want to be known. But if you only know what it takes to make an organization to be known, you're
That
not going
is
to
it.
say that.
That is
It's
it.
not something that happens in 1 month, in 2 months, in 3 months,
Yeah.
1 year, 2 years, 5, even 10 years. But you're
Mm-hmm.
still in there, you're still pegging along, you're still doing it. Then overnight, people see it working and they come overnight, try to drag you down.
I'm
I
telling
made a
you.
mistake of not really looking at the entire constitution of what I have founded, but I'm learning a very, very, very valuable lesson. And
Yeah, the
whoever,
hard way.
the hard way, and
Mhm.
whoever, I don't care if it is with your mother, period. This is how frank I'm going to tell you this.
Yeah,
Even if it is your mother that you're starting this NGO with, make sure you use the constitution to protect your passion, because people are very, very funny.
yeah, yeah,
You would
yeah,
have people that you would never ever think will turn on you, they will.
Of course. Yeah, it's true.
So what I would this idea you have is going to be an incredible, it's going to be successful, God willing, because
Yeah.
you the driver has the knowledge,
Yeah.
has the passion,
Mm-hmm.
and number one myself, the passion.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you protect that,
Yeah.
because you will have a lot of support, and also timing is so important. You've
Mm-hmm.
come at the time that people are tired of seeing this cancer ravishing our community,
Ravaging. Yeah,
and
that's the word.
they want to see solution.
Yeah.
So congratulations for doing it,
Thank
and
you.
I wish you all the best, and I think that definitely it would go well. But I will tell you, make sure that everything that has to, you have to put that structure that you have, make sure you have it spell out. This is I tell people, when you set up an organization, don't set it up for you alone. Set
Yeah.
it up for 100 years after you're gone.
Yeah.
And the only way that could be is how you set up that structure.
Yeah.
If you don't take care of that structure, and you are not, especially you in the space of cancer, you
Mm-hmm.
actually gonna get people that would just push you over,
Mm-hmm. It's true.
because there is this thing that when you do it, popular international NGOs would be partner with you, and that people only see that.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
see what Ummi did to
Yeah.
get people to recognize it, to come to Ummi's um, sweat,
Yeah.
Ummi's everything, even the
Yeah.
network you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what you just said. You lost a whole bunch of followers. Do you know
Mm-hmm.
how it could have crushed someone and just gave up? But you
Yeah.
still stood up and went back there, and now you have
Mm-hmm.
rebuilt. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
somebody now, 3, 4 years later, 5 years later, and everything, you are like as big as whatever these NGOs are. And they will say, oh, Dada, she just brought me. Me, I have connection now. We need to take her out. So that is the reason why I'm saying, I am telling you this. This is a
Mm.
brilliant idea. Protect it.
Yeah.
Protect it
Yeah.
with all you got. Everything that the Constitution of Nigeria will allow you to do legally to protect it, that no one comes and destroy it for you, is what you should do.
Thank you so much, mommy. Thank you.
No problem.
You know, I don't know if people even realize what we're talking about, because a lot of people will be like, oh, you're gonna go a long way, you're gonna go places, you're gonna become a big blah blah blah. I'm like, this is not the whole point. This is not the
Yes.
whole point. What
Yeah.
people are talking as if this is just something. It's not a business. I'm not into a business of, I'm not looking for money. So
But
people be like,
that's exactly what I'm making this point to you, because
yes,
they are
yes,
not for the passion.
yes,
They are
yes.
for the limelight.
Yes, that is it.
So you
You
see,
know, I
and
always tell them, I say, do you know that there's nothing, is there anything you can think of that can kill 30 women in a day in a single country?
hmm,
Even terrorism didn't kill women like that.
yeah, true,
There's
true.
nothing, not car accidents, and nothing kills people. Even for the men that feel like it's a woman thing, prostate cancer kills 15 men every day in Nigeria.
What?
What is
Wow.
there anything that kills men as much as that?
No.
Even
Wow.
in the whole world, like in every 6 deaths, one is cancer. The rest of the five will, like every other reason or every other thing that can kill a human being, every other thing, the thousands or millions of them will share five, and cancer takes one. We're
Wow.
talking about a global pandemic,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the rate at which now, I saw the news on CNN 2 days ago, and me and my husband were just seated like, really, cancer is everywhere. When we
It
saw
is
what's happening,
everywhere. It is everywhere.
yes,
Everywhere. And the aggressive ones. But the good news is this, the good news, especially here in the US, cancer now is treatable. How is it treatable? By early detection.
early detection,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
So,
yes,
it is, that's why the two most important things is getting those stakeholders, to
Yeah.
buy into your idea of
Yeah.
what you want to do to help
Yeah.
save lives. And then before you even get into that, make sure if your constitution, go back tonight and start
Mm-hmm.
looking and get
Mm-hmm.
a serious constitutional lawyer to help you protect your baby,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
I'm working on
that
that. Yes. Already have a
that
lawyer on board. Yes.
exactly,
We're working on that.
exactly,
Yes.
so in regards to so far, so you just started, right? You have just started this. You haven't even you guys just started. You haven't started going to the awareness campaigns and all that yet, right?
Yes. For the campaign. Yes. For this particular campaign, we're just getting started.
Okay,
So
okay,
yeah, for now we're making out a plan for a year,
okay.
as it was inaugurated on World Cancer Day. Our plan
Yes,
is from now till the next World Cancer Day,
you.
on achievements, on impact, on our reach,
Yeah,
everything. We're going to just look at it from now till the next World Cancer Day, and then we come back and review.
yeah. That is
Yes.
the way to go, and
Yeah.
and having the data is very important, because it will help
Yes.
you to
Yes.
literally look back to from where you started to where you are,
Yes.
and
Yes.
like hopefully we pray that next World Cancer Day you are not even doing it in Nigeria, you're doing it all over the world where people can watch you and
Yes.
and see and save lives
Inshallah.
you
Yes.
know but don't
Yes.
underestimate using your people that, because a lot of the patients, especially those that are cancer free, also in Nigeria it's a stigma. I don't want people to know I've had cancer,
That is
you
it.
know
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So, but I'm hoping that people will start really look at it beyond that.
Yeah.
That is, you went through this and God has saved you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's okay to share your story.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
have to share, because you have no clue for people that have gone through and survived, that
Yeah.
their own people around them never even knew.
Of
But
course. Yes.
and
Yes.
they are now going through the same ordeal. If you can only tell them, guess what? Did you know that I had this and that, and this is what I did, and I'm survived?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
that glimpse of hope
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm-hmm.
already
Yeah.
giving her a 25% chance more of
Yeah.
survival,
Yes. Of
because
course.
she's going to look at it, oh my God, if she went
Survived it. I can
and
also do it.
surviving, I
Mm-hmm.
would too. So
Yeah.
that
It's
stress
true.
taking off of that body, because stress
Mm-hmm.
is the killer. You know
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. It's true.
So definitely try and get a lot more people that can, do those more, or even if they don't want to show their faces,
Yes. We
even
can
if
at
they
least
will
take
do
their
like
voices.
their voices,
Yeah. Yeah.
and change the name and what have
Mm-hmm.
you, just
Mm-hmm.
hearing those stories alone can
Mm-hmm.
save a lot of lives.
It's true. It's true. Like I always tell patients, like even my patients while I'm treating, I'll be like, you're treating this. I would like to let you know that you can use this and have a voice, if not for the whole world, then for your loved ones.
Yeah,
You don't want them to go through this. You
yeah,
have a daughter, you know that you need to put her on, catch her early. That's one of the major things in our campaign, catching them young.
yeah,
Catch her early and let her learn the tradition of screening.
yeah,
I once saw an 85-year-old woman came with cervical cancer for treatment, and her daughter was in her 50s,
yeah.
and she always brings the mom with her. And one day I asked her, I said, "Have you ever screened for cervical cancer?" She
She
said,
said no.
"No." I said, "Why?" She said, "I don't know. I never thought about it." I said, "I thought if your mom had something, then the first
You
thing
would, right?
to
Exactly.
think about is how
Yeah,
to protect yourself so it doesn't happen to you. You've never thought about it?" She said, "No." I said, "Okay." So I'm an advocate, not just, I just don't treat, I also advocate. So I'm going to
yeah,
tell you that not just you, but any descendant of hers, from her daughters to her granddaughters.
Yeah.
Make
Yeah.
it a tradition to screen because
Exactly.
cancer runs in genes. It runs
Yeah.
in our genes. Yes, it is something
So
that,
true. So true.
family history plays a very, very big role.
Yeah.
So I used to tell them that because I know someone that had breast cancer at early 30s. Her mom was alive, and later, like 5 years later, the mom developed breast cancer.
Can you
So I was
imagine?
like, so when you had it, you didn't think your mom needed to be careful? She said her
Yeah.
mom had never had a mammogram. I said, even when her own daughter at the age of 30,
She didn't.
that
She
shows
never
that
had.
there's something genetic. No, she's never had. So I'm like, we need that's how I know that our
So
society
talking,
needs a lot of education.
let's pause for a second. We really do want people to have mammograms and all of that. How
Yeah.
expensive is it to do mammograms, or is there like a free for? You said now you're going to target the rural communities. How
Yeah.
expensive is it for them to do those kind of screenings? Or
Okay, so first of all, our healthcare system, you know how it is.
yeah,
Um, I always say the saddest thing that can happen to any healthcare system is if the citizens are willing to pay and the services are not there.
yeah,
Because
that's
in
true.
October, I
Yeah,
wasn't just screening people in Abuja, calling them. I was posting and directing people in different states. I would say, send me a direct message of your state, and I will direct you to where you can screen the closest location near you.
yeah.
That was when I found out that most of the states, especially in northern Nigeria, do not have a mammogram machine. So, how do you expect me to tell someone that lives in, for example, Nasarawa State, that you have to come in all the way to Abuja to screen
At least,
every year?
at least Nasarama, she can take a maybe a
Yeah,
run. Think
yes,
of
yes,
Katsina.
even
Think
close
of
by.
Katsina.
Yeah, something like that.
Ojigawa.
So yes, so I was thinking that one of the major challenges we have in northern Nigeria is that people don't like investing in healthcare.
No.
In southern Nigeria, it is easier because they have access to, even if it is unaffordable,
Yeah.
but if you're willing to raise the money, you at least can have access. But here, 2 years ago, the only radiotherapy machine was at my workplace. That was in Abuja. Every other state in the north
You mean
and
in the
some parts of the
forget
south,
about the other state, even entire Abuja, just you.
just National Hospital. It was just last year that University of Maiduguri in Borno State launched two state-of-the-art machines, and we are already feeling the reduction in the workload because
So,
a lot of people
okay,
from
while people are
Northeast.
watching, how much does it cost to buy a machine for that kind? How much?
Okay, like a radiotherapy machine, we're talking about like 2 billion naira, to set up
Wow.
everything. But I always say in northern Nigeria, we have the richest people in Africa.
Yes. Yes.
And we have people that have enough influence to get foreign investors to
Yeah.
come because you're not doing this for free. This is a business that
Yes.
pays.
Yes.
Each patient where I work pay 800,000 naira. And that is one of the cheapest in the country. Our patients that we send to Lagos when we have a downtime,
Yeah.
they pay 1.5 million naira for one patient.
Wow.
So this is a business that pays. This is a profitable
Exactly.
investment.
And
So why
people
won't
flying out to
people
go to
invest?
India, Egypt, Turkey.
Yes,
Why?
yes,
Why can't
yes.
you spend that money back home and employ more
You know,
people?
last I checked, a mammography machine costs about $32,000. $320,000
But
rather.
what is the return in investment if someone, if let's say we are on LinkedIn where you have the world watching us. So let's
Yes,
say an investor in the US here sees this and realize, and not even because they want to pay money, make money,
yeah,
but they just want to
yeah.
help. But
Help,
at the
yes.
same time have a return in investment. Well, how quickly can they realize that $32,000?
$320,000.
I mean $320,000.
This this is, a very, very much needed machine that once you bring it to a place that lacks it, you can't imagine, the number of people that will be trooping in. For
Yeah.
example, now we have only one PET scanner in the whole of Nigeria, which is only in Lagos. Only in Lagos. We don't have a PET scanner any other place. We don't have a government owned PET scanner.
Ah,
The current administration means well, they are trying to bring one into the country now. That will be the first from the government. And this is what cancer patients need to check for cancer spread within the body. So these things are much needed. When someone opens something like that, installs a machine like that, it's gonna be a hot cake.
yeah.
It's
People be
gonna be a hot
trooping.
cake. Yes. People
Yeah.
will troop in because they need these services. Most of these people, you will see our indigent patients coming, and I would be ashamed to give them a bill of 800,000 naira because
How?
they don't
How?
even look like they can even feed, and you give
Yeah.
them that bill. And I'm telling you, within a week, they come in with the money.
What?
They
Really?
will be begging you to please try and put them on so they can get it because they know that with our healthcare system, even with your money, you might not even get the services you need.
Unbelievable.
Our people are strong. Our people are
Well,
really, really strong. I'm telling you.
Ummi, my dear, our time is up. I wish
Oh,
we could spend more time, but I will definitely want you to come back. So after you've really set up everything and it's up and
yes,
going, we can discuss it again. And
yes,
I would
yes,
want you, please, to put together a proposal on this machine that you're talking about, and
yeah,
let's see how we can see. Maybe you never know. Maybe we
yeah,
can send to people net
yeah,
contacts we have.
yeah.
People
Okay.
are watching.
Yes,
Maybe they know somebody, because
yeah,
we cannot sell anything without having the numbers.
yeah,
So
of
if
course.
you're able to do that, since that's your experience, and let's see how we can get, we're not asking people to do it for free, but if we can
Yeah,
get some people that want to invest and
yes,
save, and at the
yes.
same time save lives,
Save
why not?
lives. That's what I'm saying.
You
I
know?
used to say, you invest and make money, then you're helping the society, you're
Yeah,
saving lives.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
All right. So, Uma,
yes.
thank you so much, and I
Thank
wish
you for
you
having me,
all the
mommy.
best.
Thank you.
And super, 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 super proud of you.
Thank you,
And
ma. Thank you.
also, of course, your husband that stood by you. The credit
Yeah.
also goes to him for
Yes.
making sure that whatever you're doing, is right behind you, supporting you to
Yeah.
accomplish your actually the beginning of your dream, because you have just started. And God willing, God seeing your heart, and that you're only doing this to help humanity and save lives. You always, always be there to make it happen for
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, mommy. Amen. Thank you so much for
So
having me. Thank
congratulations.
you. Thank you so
Everybody, will see you next week, same time. And please, if you have any unsung hero that has an incredible story that will impact life, please send it our way. We always want to feature people all over. And beside, I get this all the time, Khuraira, why do you always have people from the north? Please don't kill me. It's not that I only have people from the north. It's the people from the north sending me people. So if
much.
you're watching, you're not part of the north, and you are from any part of in Nigeria, that know that someone is doing incredible things, changing lives, please send that person to us. For at the moment we are focused on in Nigeria, but who knows? Dialogue with Hurera might be the whole of Africa. Who knows? But at the
Yeah.
moment we're focusing in Nigeria. So thank you everybody for watching, and keep supporting us and spreading the words. And please share this video of Ummi's interview, because it's very, very valuable for our people to know that this is a new thing in town, and she needs a lot of support to get this information to where it's needed the most. So thank
Okay.
you, and have a good night. Actually, good
Thank
evening
you.
from here and good night in Nigeria.
Thank you so much.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Bye now.